Hey everyone out there watching, it's JT from Keystone Crew Outdoors. Welcome back to Keystone Crew's Bassmaster Fantasy Fishing Pick Show. As always, thank you for tuning in and your continued support of the channel. We're here to give you our advice on who to pick for your Rapala Bassmaster Fantasy Fishing lineups, your Falcon Rods Bassmaster Drain the Lake Challenge lineups, and your TH Marine Bassmaster Pick'em Challenge for the Mississippi River in La Crosse, Wisconsin, from August 21st through the 24th, 2025. We'll also take a quick look at how our picks fared at the last event at Lake St. Clair. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. If not, please like some of our videos, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Every little bit helps with our algorithm here on YouTube. Before we jump right into the picks for the Mississippi River, I want to recap how our picks did at the last event at Lake St. Clair for all three of our Bassmaster Fantasy Fishing games, as well as look at the leaderboards for the Keystone Crew group. If you had a perfect roster, this is what it looked like. Trey McKinney finished first, Tucker Smith finished 8th, Brandon Polinick 5th, Cole Sands 7th, and Matt Robertson 4th. The winning weight was 96 pounds 1 ounce. We predicted 91 pounds 14 ounces. So we were in the ballpark, but not exactly there because Trey McKinney kind of ran away with the tournament, led wire to wire, and, kind of was way ahead of the competition. Here's how our Bucket A power rankings finished. Our top-ranked angler, Jay Przekurat, finished 56th, followed by Taco Ito, 17th, Chris Johnston, 11th, Trey McKinney, who continues to have an unbelievable season, finished 1st, and Bob Downey, 62nd. In Bucket B, our power rankings finished like this. Our top-ranked angler here, Cooper Gallant, finished 34th, followed by Corey Johnston, 28th, Easton Fothergill, 14th, Emil Wagner, 27th, and Luke Palmer, 88th. In Bucket C, Alex Redwine finished 10th, Joey Cifuentes, 46th, Andrew Loberg, 32nd, Brandon Polinick, 5th, and Pat Schlopper, 23rd. In Bucket D, our top-ranked angler killed us. Jacob Fouts finished 80th, followed by Brandon Card, finishing 18th, Beau Browning, 67th, Cody Huff, 35th, and Stetson Blaylock, 59th. And finally, in Bucket E, we had Jonathan Kelly finish 40th, Chad Pipkins, 99th, Alex Wetherill, 48th, and Jeff Gustafson, 50th. Matty Wong, 37th. If you went with all the top-ranked anglers from our research picks, you had a very middle-of-the-road tournament, with Przekurat finishing 56th, Gallant, 34th, Alex Redwine saving the day with that top 10 finish in 10th, Jacob Fouts, 80th, and Jonathan Kelly, 40th. And here's how our Drain the Lake picks finished up. We had Joey Cifuentes, 46th, Jacob Fouts, 80th, Cooper Gallant, 34th, Taco Ito, 17th, Chris Johnston, 11th, Jonathan Kelly, 40th, Jay Przekurat, 56th, and Alex Redwine, 10th. I really thought our lineup was going to do a little bit better than that because there were a bunch of smallmouth hammers in there, but what can you do? It's been kind of an odd season. Our TH Marine Pick'em finished like this, with our TH Marine meter sitting at 69.7%. This game hasn't been great for us all season. We did move up a whole percentage point on it, and it's just kind of a fun game anyway because we're not awarding any prizes for it. Here's a quick look at our overall leaderboard for Rapala Bassmaster Fantasy Fishing through 9 events. We've got Saluki Hawk 12, B Hawk in first. I Am Fish Camp, Z Campbell in second. Clayton Terry, C Terry in third. T-Man 1992, T Lindstrom in fourth. And rounding out the top 5, Beagle Dog, Triple X, D Fink in fifth. Remember, this is your last push to win our group prize. So pick wisely with your lineups for this tournament. There was a lot of movement up and down from this last tournament in our top 10. If you've used our top-ranked anglers in the Keystone Crew Power Rankings for fantasy fishing, you're sitting with a not-so-great 76% meter. I own it. My power rankings have been okay, but this year I can't seem to get the right angler to be my top-ranked angler. So we've been having some success in our power rankings, but not necessarily our top guy finishing the strongest. Our top-ranked player in the Keystone Crew Fantasy Fishing Group for the 9th event at Lake St. Clair was T. Wallace 24. T. Wallace with a score of 1,368 points for the event. Congratulations on winning our 9th prize of the season for Rapala Fantasy Fishing. Be on the lookout for an email from us. I know you haven't responded yet, so please reach back out so we can get your prize to you. And let's look at our Drain the Lake. And through 9 events, here's what our leaderboard looks like for Falcon Rod's Drain the Lake Challenge. We've got CJ's dad, C. Edney in first. LA Rams fishing team, B. Johnson in second. Kid Iraq, R. France in third. Mitney, W. Judy in fourth. And rounding out the top 5, Saluki Hawk 12, B. Hawk in fifth. Remember, just like in fantasy fishing, this is your last push to win the group prize for Drain the Lake Challenge. So hopefully you have some good anglers stored up for this last event. If you've used the Keystone Crew Drain the Lake picks, you're sitting with a 99.6% meter, which is really, really good. We're in 119th out of everybody playing. We're doing much, much better in Drain the Lake Challenge than in fantasy fishing. But I find this year, it's usually opposite, but this year I feel like Drain the Lake Challenge, it's really tight. A lot of close scores there. So I don't know what's going on. Just a weird season in fantasy. Our top-ranked player in the Keystone Crew Drain the Lake Challenge group for the 9th event at Lake St. Clair was Mungo, and I apologize for saying your name, probably butchering it, Brad DeCry, with a score of 2,168. Congratulations on winning our 9th prize for the season for Falcon Rod's Drain the Lake Challenge. We've been in touch, and your Rapala slab wrap will be in the mail shortly. I'm going to wait till the next event so I can get all the prizes out at the same time. All right, most of the housekeeping stuff is out of the way, but before we jump into the Mississippi River picks, I just want to thank everyone who joined the group and subscribed to the channel this season. We've grown so much, and I had a blast connecting with you guys for prize delivery and things like that. I know we're a very, very small channel, and I'm still learning a lot. But the connection and support from all you guys made continuing this channel worth it. There were times where I wanted to stop because I'm not going to lie to you guys. This is a lot of work. Filming, editing, going out buying these prizes. But then I'd get a comment or an email and just overall positive interactions with the viewers and group members that really kept me going and realizing that's why we have to go on. That's why I started the channel, was to make good connections with people and put some positive vibes out there. So thank you all again for being subscribers, viewers, group members, and for the most part, keeping the comments productive and positive. And, I'm not saying don't give me feedback, because I definitely need feedback. I want to get better at doing this. So just another quick thank you to all you guys out there. Normally, I'd have my wife Katie pick a prize from our Miles Appliance bag of prizes. But since this is the last event, there's only one prize left, and that's the Berkeley Flicker Minnow 9 right here. So if you win this event, one of those could be yours for Drain the Lake or fantasy fishing. So you'll take home one of these. For those of you who are in the hunt for our overall championship in the group for both Rapala Fantasy Fishing and Falcon Rod's Drain the Lake Challenge, here's a recap of what you could win. From X Zone, I've got some Stealth Minnows. I've got some Ned Zones. And my personal favorite, the Stealth Invaders. We use these all the time up here up north. They're great for smallmouth. So if you're a northern angler, definitely check these swim baits out. Then, from Spro, you are going to take home an Aruco Shad 75, an Aruco Shad 65, a Hunter 65 square bill. From Berkeley, like I said, for this event, you're also going to get home a Flicker Minnow 9. From Rapala, we have a Husky Jerk 8. Yep, it's an 8. A Slab Wrap. And finally, rounding out our prize pack here, a Hybrid Hunter from Strike King. These things are awesome as well. So if you win our overall for either Drain the Lake Challenge or Rapala Bassmaster Fantasy Fishing, you're going home with one of those. So it's pretty awesome. All right, now that we've got all the housekeeping stuff out of the way, we know what we're playing for. Let's jump to the 10th stop for fantasy fishing and the 9th, and I know I'm sad too, final stop for the Bassmaster Elite Series season, the Mississippi River in La Crosse, Wisconsin. The season concludes on the upper pools of the Mississippi River, where the anglers will be challenged by unpredictable lock schedules and uncertain late summer water levels. I believe they're pools 7, 8, and 9, and the water levels will determine where the majority of the anglers will go. The other factor is the locking schedule, which can determine the amount of time they're fishing certain areas and navigating the commercial barge traffic, which gets the green light of priority for these boats. Back in 2018, I know this is a while back, but back in 2018, Ish Monroe won with 65 pounds, 7 ounces. And in 2022, Brian Schmidt won with 63 pounds, 4 ounces. In that tournament, Schmidt fished eelgrass in Pool 8 to make up his bag. I know water levels might be a thing. I saw Matty Wong, I think, was stuck on sand or something in the practice. So I don't know what to really expect there. But now that the history lesson's over, here's the research picks, the real reasons you're tuning in. With this being the last event of the year, you guys know I power rank the picks from the Bass Pundits, different articles I read, videos I watch. And these rankings are all based on research. But if you need to make a last push, try to win your groups, or just want to climb the leaderboard, you may need to make some tough decisions on your own. You know, maybe picking lower percentage guys or only going to higher percentage guys and playing it safe. So that's up to you guys. But that being said, in bucket A, I've got Jay Przekurat, 23% owned. Chris Johnston, 21.2% owned. Trey McKinney, 30.3% owned. Will Davis Jr., 1.5% owned. And Kyle Welcher, 5.1% owned. Crew's pick, though, as we've gone on all season, picking our top ranked guy is Jay Przekurat, 23.0% owned. In bucket B, we've got Seth Feider, 16.7% owned. Easton Fothergill, 41.6% owned. Cody Meyer, 1.4% owned. Brian Schmidt, 9.2% owned. And Pat Schlopper, 7.3% owned. Keystone Crew's pick, though, is Seth Feider with that 16.7% owned. In bucket C, power rankings look like this. Hunter Shryock, 10.4% owned. Brandon Polinick, 43.4% owned. Dakota Eber, 8.7% owned. Randy Howell, 2.6% owned. And Keith Combs, 5.5% owned. Crew's pick, though, is Hunter Shryock with that 10.4% ownership. In bucket D, power rankings look like this. Beau Browning, 4.0% owned. Jason Christie, 17.3% owned. Greg Hackney, 15.7% owned. Jacob Porosnik, 7.4% owned. And Matt Airy, 3.4% owned. Cruise pick, though, is Beau Browning with that 4% owned. In bucket E, we've got Matt Robertson, 30.9% owned. Logan Latuso, 13.9% owned. Mike Iaconelli, 8.1% owned. Alex Wetherill, 53.4% owned. And finally, Steve Kennedy, 4.0% owned. Cruise pick, though, is Matt Robertson with that 30.9% ownership. For a tie-breaking weight, I'm going with 66 pounds, 8 ounces. Could be higher, could be lower. I think we're going to be in the mid to high 60s. I don't know, though. It seems like there's somebody who always gets on them. I doubt we'll see 70, but you never know. All right, so just a quick recap here. If you're going with the Keystone Crew research picks, in bucket A, we've got Jay Przekurat. Bucket B, Seth Feider. Bucket C, Hunter Shryock. Bucket D, Beau Browning. And bucket E, Matt Robertson. On to Falcon Rod's Drain the Lake Challenge. Our other main fantasy game is Drain the Lake Challenge. Your pool of anglers to pick from should be very, very small at this point compared to the rest of the season. So hopefully you have some hammers left for this last Northern event. We're going with Justin Atkins, 9.2%. Bob Downey, 32.7%. Seth Feider, 27.8%. John Garrett, 5.1%. Caleb Koopfall, 51.1%. Cody Meyer, 13.9%. Logan Parks, 19%. And Pat Schlopper, 46.1%. And our last fantasy game that we don't award any prizes for or anything like that is TH Marine Bassmaster Pick'em Challenge. Matchup 1, it says, for all the marbles, Trey McKinney versus Chris Johnston. My brain says Trey McKinney, but my heart says Chris Johnston, and I'm going my heart here, Chris Johnston. Matchup 2, Rookie of the Year Showdown. We've got Paul Marks versus Tucker Smith. I'm going Tucker Smith. Matchup 3, Llama versus Canadian Snow Leopard. Seth Feider versus Jeff Gustafson. I'm going Feider because we picked him in our game. Matchup 4, Classic Bubble Boys. We've got Evan Kung and Brandon Lester. I'm going Brandon Lester here. Matchup 5, Close to Home Battle. Jay Przekurat versus Bob Downey. I'm going Jay Przekurat here because we went with him in our game as well. Matchup 6, River Rat Race. Brian Schmidt versus Gerald Swindle. I'm going Brian Schmidt here. And our last matchup, matchup 7, Straight Braid. John Cox versus Greg Hackney. I'm going Greg Hackney. That'll wrap it up for our fantasy games for this season. I know it's sad. Hope you guys had as much fun playing this year as I did. We'll be back with the results video when the tournament ends just to wrap everything up. But remember, you guys are playing for some Berkeley Flicker Minnows in this one. And our overall prizes are going to be awarded after this one too. So thanks again for tuning in all season, making it a great season. Good luck to all of you guys out there. I'll leave you with the Angler's career stats from before the start of the 2025 season, as I always do. And as always, I'll catch you next time.